Știu. Știu.
Știu.
Știu.
Știu. Știu.
Salut, ești la ZF Live în direct pe zf.ro și pe Alef Business. Eu sunt Răzvan Botea și astăzi vom avea în prima parte o discuție despre sectorul agricol din România, care urmează să fie vedeta economiei în a doua parte a anului, sau cel puțin așa sunt așteptările. Iar în partea a doua a emisiunii vom avea o discuție despre cel mai fierbinte subiect de câteva luni deja pe agendele de business din România, și anume modificările fiscale, care este stadiul lor, ce modificări pică la CCR și care modificări merg mai departe. În spiritul ZF Live, înainte de trece la prima discuție, haideți să vedem ce avem în ziarul financiar, ediția tipărită de astăzi. Îl vedeți aici, o să-l avem în curând și pe ecran de la colegii din regie. Deschidem ediția de astăzi, joi, 5 octombrie 2023, ce spun reprezentanții FMI la finalul misiunii din România în 2023. România are o poziție externă mult mai solidă decât în 2009 și nu vedem niciun semnal de alarmă privitor la datoria externă, rezerva valutară sau deficitul de cont curent. Pe de altă parte, reprezentanții FMI văd o vulnerabilitate majoră în deficitul bugetar al României și spun că pachetul de măsuri fiscale cu care a venit guvernul nu va fi îndeajuns, așa că cel mai probabil va fi nevoie de măsuri noi pentru corectarea deficitului bugetar. România are nevoie de 440.000 de angajați până în 2026, dar paradoxul este că 5 milioane de persoane sunt apte de muncă, dar nu sunt salariați. Și avem campania noastră. Ziarul financiar împlinește anul acesta 25 de ani de la fondarea sa din 1998. Astăzi, care sunt cei mai puternici 25 de executivi din România? Cei 25 de manageri români conduc afaceri de peste 50 de miliarde de euro și mai bine de 100.000 de angajați, însă doar 3 executivi sunt femei. Familia Cuvaciu, care administrează IPEC Alba Iulia, a adus farfuria de porțelan în magazinele de mobilă, colaborând cu cei mai mari retaileri din Europa. Mergem și spre finanțe personale. Alexandru Ilisie de la OTP AM: este dificil de spus ce va fi în T4, dar investitorii trebuie să fie precauți. Premierul Ciolacu promite multinaționalei Coca-Cola că taxa pe zahăr se va întoarce în fabricile Coca-Cola sub formă de ajutor de stat. Ikea intră în Moldova și merge la Iași, lângă viitorul Mall Moldova al celor de la Prime Capital. Bun, aceasta ar fi prima pagina ziarului financiar de astăzi. Trecem la prima discuție de la ZF Live. Îi avem alături de noi pe domnul Peter de BOER, Strategic Corporate Financial Manager și Investor Relations Manager la AGRAR Group, și domnul Marius GAVREA, care este agribusiness expert la Bank România. Bună ziua, hello, thank you for being today with us.
Bună ziua.
Bună ziua, thank you for the invitation.
Vom continua discuția în limba engleză. We'll start with the company, so let's see how is the AGRAR doing.
Now, so far we have a great year. We entered the Romanian market in 2008 with 28 hectares and 0 animals, and today we operate over 7,000 hectares in the group plus 3,000 hectares external, so it makes a total of 10,000 hectares, and we have over 12,000 animals, dairy cows. Since last year April, after the acquisition of the Uphold farm, we became the largest milk producer in Romania. Last year we produced 50 million liters of milk. This year we expect to come close to 60 million liters of milk. Last year also, in 2022, in February, we became a listed public company. We listed our shares on the Aero market. We had a successful first year with 20% growth. This year also we have approx 20% growth on the stock market, and we just published our first semester results, and we tripled our profit from 5 to 15 million lei, and also we had a turnover growth to 80 million lei. It was almost a growth of 30%. So far the things are moving forward, and yeah, we are satisfied.
How are the results compared to the expectations?
I think from what the messages that we get back from the market, they are surprised, positively surprised that the results they are better than expected, which can also be seen when we presented last week the results. We had a growth in the stock market of almost 10%, so it was well perceived. Mainly it became this year, we had the highest milk price in the first 3 months. That contributed a lot to it, and we produced way more milk than last year when we took over the Appold farm. We had also an investment plan to increase 50% the capacity, and now slowly on we see the first results of that. So although in the second quarter the milk price dropped, we could, as management, we took a decision in January to buy 800 extra Holstein cows. And with that, we could produce way faster more milk. And with that, we could, of course, also reduce on the cost side, not on the food cost side, but on labor cost, machinery cost, etc. And with that, with the increase of milk, we could stay up with the speed of growth and profitability.
Well, we have some questions from the market. So one of them would be, do you have plans to acquire other companies in the same field?
Yes, but first we have another coming soon investment. It's the Stražia project. It will be our newest farm. We will start to construct it from next year. It will be a project of minimum 5,000 animals. So that is now where we currently try to allocate the funds for. And in the meantime as well, we construct at the moment a compost factory. This we do to eliminate, at least maximum reduce of chemical fertilizers, so we can also bring our manure further to the fields away, because we believe really in circular agriculture. That means we produce our own food for our animals, and we sell the milk and the manure that comes out of the animal. We fertilize our soil, and as soon as we a bit further are in the Stražia project, then we would like to grow in the future through acquisitions. To give you a bit of the size, currently we produce approx 160,000 liters per day. Mm-hmm. By the end of the year, it will be, let's say, 200,000 liters per day. And we expect in 2.5 years to produce 300,000 liters per day. So for the coming years, we will grow. And I'm confident that we can present every quarter when we report our results to show a further increase of our profitability.
Do you have plans to build new farms?
Yes, as I just mentioned, is the Stražia farm. That is the farm we will start to construct from next year. That for 5,000 animals, it will be the first phase. We acquired already the first milking piler. We finished also the first manure lagoon. And we plan to start to construct from January. And the first 400 cows, we will milk them in June or July. At the end of next year, we will milk there already 800 cows. The year after, 1,800. And the year after, the farm should be fully functional. So that will be the end of 2026. And with that, we further supply, and we try to help and to contribute to help Romania to get control over their own food supply. Because currently, more than 50% of the milk is imported in Romania, mainly from Poland and Hungary.
Okay, let's see some financing perspectives. How are they for the agricultural sector?
Well, agriculture is a broad sector. Today I would like to talk a little bit focused on milk production, on cow farms. Before to talk about financing, I would like to speak a little bit about the context where we are now. Because over the last year, the production of milk in Romania, of raw milk in Romania, has a decreasing trend. And from, let's say, 4 million tons in 2015 to 3.6 million tons in 2022. And that's because the number of cows also decreased over the last year. However, we can notice that over the last 2 years, this trend is a little bit stable, and don't forecast any other decrease in this trend. But the good things, I think, that is that the trend of deliveries of milk to the dairy factory factories has slightly increased over the last year from 0.9 million in 2015 until 1.1 million tons at the end of the last year. This is, however, this is a small percentage. The percentage of milk delivered to the farm is around 30%, yeah, 1 million to 3.6, and the average in Europe is 90% of deliveries to the farm. Mm-hmm. That's the context where we are now in Romania. But let's be honest, this decrease in deliveries and in the number of cows, it is because of the structure of the herd, of the cow herd in Romania. Mm-hmm. In the past, there were a lot of backyard farms in Romania, consisting from 2 or 3 cows. But now, putting together these two elements, these two figures that I mentioned, we can conclude that we assist to a concentration of the sector, and there are many more commercial big commercial farm that could be financed. Mm-hmm. And that could deliver more quality milk for factories. This is a trend in Europe, and this could ensure the supply chain with the necessary milk.
As far as I understand from my colleagues that are covering the agricultural sector,
yes.
I'm not an expert. Our expert is Florentina Nițu, yes, from the agriculture sector. I understand that we have a very low local milk production compared to other Europe countries.
Yes.
And the question is, how can be this local production increased?
Okay, maybe a good answer could provide Peter, but I can also tell you some to confirm your figures. Yes, in Romania the productivity is about 3.5 tons per year per cow, mm-hmm. Compared with Poland, where is 6.5. And with Hungary, where is the 8.4 tons per cow. Mm-hmm. So the Romanian
they have better grass? What's
no, they don't have better grass. This average in productivity, it is consists from it is an average from the backyard farm and commercial farm. For mm-hmm. example, I'm pretty sure that in the farm of AGRAR, the average is pretty higher even than in Hungary or in Poland. Definitely.
How is it, Peter, please?
Now, also, it's good to also make a remark. Let's say our cows give on average, I think, 30 liters per day. Mm-hmm. And but there are also farmers who promote it, say, my cow gives 40 liters. It's like men have generally with cars, have farmers with, okay, how much liter produces my cow? But it's most relevant is the cost, the input that you put into the cow. So usually people don't say, or farmers don't say, when they have cows who milk 40 liters, that they put also a lot of extra minerals and other stuff into the cow to get those 40 liters. So I think on average the goal should be 30 liters, which is healthy for the cow as well. So the cow will produce longer milk, mm-hmm. and it's an okay production. We milk 3 times per day, 23 hours, so in the 3 shifts. But I think the main issue is old stables, dark, low. If you have the old communist farms, they have really low roofs. It's really dark in the stable, not a lot of air, probably not a lot of the medicines or minerals that they can afford. Let's say, and because of our scale, we have supervision 24/7 of veterinaries, so it's our own pay list, and not one, but we have several in every farm, and they monitor and check everything. The health of the cow to follow, to have the right food, of course. A lot of things have to do with scalability, and you need larger farms. Especially, we see in 2015 the milk consumption in Romania grew approx 10%. Also worldwide, we see further grow of milk consumption, and we see, especially in my home country, the Netherlands. Probably you saw the protest with the tractors on the street,
Yes.
etc. But also in Germany, in Denmark, which are three countries of the four largest milk exporters in the EU. Germany is one, France is second, the Netherlands third, and Denmark fourth. There we will see in the coming years a reduction of milk production, so less export. And for the Eastern European part, it has a huge opportunity to become, which is now Western Europe, the main food supplier for the rest of Europe. There's many land. The countries are generally low populated, or it's not densely populated. So there's lots of opportunities. But for that, you need good education. Secondly, but it's a bit a sensitive topic, it's the subsidies. In Romania, you get a subsidy per cow and per liter milk you produce.
Yes.
Up to last year, the authorities, the reference date that they used was 2013. So if you had last year 3 cows and you had in 2013 500 cows, you would get still subvention for 500 cows. So that is a problem, of course, because you don't bring the money to the companies that add value to the taxpayers, etc. Last year, since this year, they moved this reference date to 2018, but we are in 2023. Now, as I mentioned, we are on the market here since 2008, and we were really small. We entered with 0 cows, and from mainly our growth came after 2013, and we are still growing, as I mentioned, in the coming years. So it has a huge effect on our incomes. That we missed this. Then we talk about millions of euros, let's say, that we missed because of this.
And what can be done to fix this irregularity?
Now, the government should change the reference date. Let's say the Netherlands.
What should do the government?
In my opinion, you should use the reference date on the 1st of January of each year. That make most sense. But of course, things are for different purposes. From our perspective, we are a large farm. I can also understand also what they have in France, that you would like to have some smaller farmers in the rural areas to maintain that not everything will start to become that you will have trees everywhere to maintain the landscape and these kind of things. But you should allocate different funds, especially if you import more than 50% of your food. I think every country, and we saw it during COVID, but now we have a war going on in a neighboring country. Also in Serbia, it is unstable. So I think you should always try to have control over your own food supply, at least for your own people, let's say. And it is still somehow wondering, of course, that the fabrics the processors find it more affordable to import all those milk from Hungary and Poland. How is it possible to bring a truck from Poland to Romania, and that milk is cheaper? They produce cheaper than a Romanian farmer can do. Partially it is because of this with the subventions. Also partially is that a lot of local farmers are not competitive. So, when you have so many liters of milk produced with some smaller farms, of course, your costs are high, we have inflation, etc. So then it's impossible to be competitive. And I think a big thing is the education system, to have proper agricultural education. Most of our employees that we hire on the higher skills, veterinaries, etc., we send them to our farms in Germany after they graduate from university to somehow solve the gap, at least from our perspective, where the gap is. Let's say the theory they know perfectly, but you also need to know how to work in practice, and especially also on larger farms. The veterinary education is now mainly based on a farmer with 2 or 3 cows. That is completely different when you have 100, especially when you have thousands. Problems you have, how to solve certain problems, to take measurements before you enter into problems, and all these kind of things. So there it starts, I think.
So as a conclusion, for increasing the milk production per cow, we would need less stressed cows. Okay. How much do you pay for a cow? How much costs a cow?
It depends. I think on average now the price is 1,500 euros, but sometimes it's 1,300. It varies, let's say, but it's more or less around that.
Okay, I would have some more questions from the market. So about the 3 investments projects you have announced, you said you already said about the farm at Straja, the compost factory and the solar panels. How is the financing for these projects going? And what is the execution timeline? What will be the impact on your results for each project after completion?
Now to start with the solar panels, we wait for the PNRR bill to finally put in its place. Let's say it's postponed many times. It should have, I think, be open in, if I'm correct, in May or June or something like this. It's still not open. We have all the documentation ready, but we wait for the government to unleash this program. With that, we will install on all our roofs of all the farms solar panels, which with that we reduce, let's say, our external electricity consumption to 0. That is one. Next to that, we look into a project of 50 hectares with a partner company to install on 50 hectares where we have a low production of crops, to install 50 hectares of solar panels as well. We will benefit on the yearly income from that as well. Then the Straja project, as I mentioned, we start to construct next year, and in total it will take maximum to have full operational capacity, maximum 3 years we expect. So to have the full incomes from that and revenues, we have it will be 2026 and beginning 2027, let's say, to use the full scale. And we still go on this year with the increasing of the capacity of the uphold farm. The construction is finalized, but we are still entering every month more animals, because we have a young stock farm with 3,000 animals, and we raise mainly our own animals. With this, we let's say 75 or 80% of the animals we raise ourselves. With this, we have the quality control, etc., and also we limit the investments, of course, that we need to buy them from the market. So that it will be executed in the end, let's say, end 2026, the Straja farm, where we have mostly of the animals already available in that young stock farm. And the compost factory, we expect to see the first results in the first part of the next year, in the first semester, let's say. We are now installing the roof. That should be finished by the end of next week, I hope. And then we need to put still some concrete, and then the machine will come. And of course, then we need to test, etc. First, we will use it internally for our hectares that are further away, because now we need to buy their chemical fertilizer. But also from the circular point of view, it is way better to use the own manure, which is also really encouraged more and more by the European Union. So that will be the first plot in the first part of next year. And if that is a success, we will expand that compost part to all our farms.
Mr. Gavrea, if you want to add something to this discussion, maybe bringing the financing perspective to the...
Yes, I would like to add some figures about the opportunity to invest here in Romania.
Please.
In this field of farms, milk farms. For example, in Romania, we have a lot of arable land. The density of cows per arable land in Romania is 15 cows per hectare, compared with 46 cows per hectare in Poland, or more than 200 cows per hectare in the Netherlands. That's why, in our opinion, it is a huge opportunity for this sector in Romania to increase. Another one opportunity, because the banks, when are financing, one of the most important thing that we take into consideration is the market. If there is a possibility that a company and the sector and one sector to be developed, then we take the decision to invest there. And as Peter said, we now have a rate of self-sufficiency of produce dairy products from raw material, from local raw material, of only 50%. We import more. We have a big deficit, commercial deficit from this industry. I think that the right number is more than 700 million euro in this field. Therefore, we are very keen to finance this sector, and we have in our portfolio some of maybe couple of top players in Romania. And the key elements that we identify in this in the activity of this farm are the quality of the milk that they deliver of the dairy factory. The dairy factory are looking for this type of farmer. They are very I don't know how I say. Yeah, they care about this. They offer very good condition for this type of farmer because they offer quality milk. It is important to have quality raw material, but also they have a big quantity in one place. It is important to take the milk from the cooling tank directly into the truck and to transport it into the factory, then to pick up from many different locations. And other important common elements that we noticed to all these farmer is the very good management policies, clear policies and procedure in place, and compliance with this rule to assure welfare for animals, and these elements could create differentiation in the market. And based on the experience that this good farmer, this big commercial farmer they could bring this experience to smaller farmer. And yeah, we have also products in ING. We have also products for smaller farmer. It is so-called supply chain finance, which means that small farmers could be financed through a program, through a contract they have with a big dairy factory. For using this program, they can obtain working capital easy, because we take the risk for that big factory, for that big company, and to affordable price compared with IFN or other type of financing or commercial financing that they approach. But in my opinion, for a small farmer, the best solution is to join cooperatives, because not only in this cooperative not only could negotiate with a big factory and with with supplier of crop inputs and so on, but they also in this way they could invest. They could invest in assets that they need for the production. For example, in storage spaces for grains, in equipment. Otherwise they couldn't. They don't need a big tractor or a big harvester or things like that. And joining a cooperative, they could invest in this type of equipment.
Is being in a cooperative a plus for you to finance the farmers?
Definitely, but depends on how is created that cooperative. If the cooperative it is only to, as I said first two advantages, only to obtain these advantages in relationship with clients and with supplier, is not very attractive. But they invest in assets in that cooperative. If we, as a bank, we see the commitment of the members of the cooperative to remain in that institution, in that cooperative, and to invest and working that together, it is more attractive. Because on top of that investment, we hope, and we have some best practices, some cases in the market, some successful cases in the market when such a cooperative invests in a production factory, in a milk production factory. And at the end of the day, they could close the circle of production and help to remain the added value in their business.
What are the main two reasons that you would say no to financing a farmer?
There are many reasons and many aspects, but one of them, sometimes they are not organized like commercial companies. Sometimes they are organized only like PFA or other small type of. Sometimes they are physical person, and they are coming to finance. And another aspect, it is related of the degree of indebtedness.
Mm-hmm.
They don't. They use a lot of commercial loans, commercial credit from different supplier of input, and we cannot finance. It would be another
burden for them.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So we're getting close to the end of our first part of Zefe Live, and I would have a question for both of us, for both of you. Sorry. We have this situation, and you have an international experience. We have this situation in Romania that the agricultural sector is about 4 or 5% of the GDP, but it engages 25% of the workforce in Romania, 20 to 25% of the workforce in Romania. For example, in France, the agricultural sector is also more or less 5% of the GDP, but it engages only 5% of the workforce in France. So is this it is a really big difference. So my question would be how comes? Why what is Romania doing wrong and what is France doing good? Please, Peter, if you can.
I'm not an expert on the French market, but what I think mainly it has to do with digitalization. We installed this year already robots on our farms, and it is even on our scale it's difficult to work with robots because that is still is in development. If you have a smaller farm, you can buy a robot. Let's say you can milk, I think, around 60 cows per day in one robot. Now we have, as I mentioned, 12,000 animals, so you need a lot of robots for that. It is not cost efficient, but especially for smaller farms, it would be really a good opportunity to invest in such a robot. And the cows, you put it in the middle of the stable, and the cows go when they want. Let's say to that pilot, and they go by themselves. So with that, you need less manual labor force, and you can be more cost effective. We also installed in 2 of our farms where we have a milking rotor. We installed the first robot there who does the dipping of the udder of the cow after the milk process automatically. Normally we had needed for that one person. As I mentioned, we milk 23 hours per day, so that are 3 persons, and we work in 3 shifts, so there are 3 persons on one farm. On 2 farms it's 6 farms, for 6 persons. Then we will install by the end of the year another robot on the beginning of the milking process, where it will clean the udder before the milking process. Does another person, again 6 in total. So on the Strage project we will have 2 rotors. So in total you talk about almost 25 persons.
Yes.
So that is there you could win a lot on the robot. Another thing we invest in is on the manure through precision agriculture. We invested in a pipe which you can bring into the lagoon. It's an 8-kilometer long pipe. The manure goes through that 8-kilometer long pipe to the machine, and we put it on the fields. Before, we needed to bring the manure with trucks from the lagoon to the field, put it in the tank for what is behind the tractor, and then bring it on the fields. So at that time we could do 15 hectares per day per tractor. Now we can do 45 hectares per day. So with these kind of things, you can really increase your efficiency and you reduce cost, transport cost, and of course labor cost, because you do way more hectares per person. So mainly I think it is automation, digitizations, but there again, it is of course when you have, but then you also need to grow a bit the farms, because of course when you have 5 or 10 cows now, it doesn't make sense to go for robots. But I think the main goal, the main strategy should be to have more or less the majority of the farms 100 to 150 cows. That can still be a family farm, and if you then add a robot, let's say, you don't necessarily need really to hire extra personnel, which also get harder and harder to find people who want to do the job. And I think in time it will change. We have already we have a lot of engineers we hire, data analysts, so it will transform. In time the milking part, I think, will be fully automated. And the level also of education, etc., that will be required will really increase. It will change.
Mr. Gavrea, 1 minute to
Yes,
answer, please.
I think the explanation is the structure of the Romanian agriculture. We have in Romanian agriculture about 900,000 farms, but only 30,000 commercial farms that produce commercial goods for agriculture, I would say. And the rest of the farm are subsistence farms that don't have a value added for the GDP. That's the explanation of the structure, and the solution is what Peter said, that to increase maybe the GDP and the productivity of our farms.
Okay, thank you, and I will expect another interview and to come to our conferences and so on. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Încheiem astfel prima ediție a ZF Live, prima parte din ediția de astăzi din ZF Live. Iată o discuție despre sectorul agricol din România și finanțarea acestuia. Au fost Peter de BOER, care este Strategic Corporate Financial Manager și Investor Relations Manager la AGRAR Group, și Marius GAVREA, agribusiness expert la ING Bank România. Eu am fost Răzvan Botea, revenim într-un minut exclusiv pe zf.ro cu o discuție despre cum vor afecta din nou modificările fiscale mediul antreprenorial din România.
Cu 124 de angajați, 7 spații de vânzare în Ploiești, Câmpina și Bușteni și o investiție de $500.000 pentru creșterea producției, cofetăriile Delis mizează anul acesta pe o cifră de afaceri de 34 de milioane de lei, față de 31,9 milioane de lei anul trecut. Care sunt ingredientele ce asigură creșterea în piața de cofetărie și patiserie? Cuvintele chatbot și asistent virtual au fost pe buzele tuturor în ultimii ani pe piața locală, în condițiile în care companiile au nevoie de tot mai multe soluții de automatizare a activităților și proceselor lor, iar tehnologiile din spatele acestor soluții, inițial disponibile doar în limba engleză, au fost adaptate sau create de la zero și pentru România. Unul dintre startup-urile românești care a creat o astfel de platformă este Wise Group AI, povestea lui în cel mai nou număr al Business Magazine. De aproape 2 decenii, Ana Maria Doxan își bea cafeaua în aceeași companie. A luat primul contact cu echipa Nestle în Elveția într-un internship din anii de master, iar când a primit propunerea de a deveni angajat cu normă întreagă la finalul studiilor, nu a stat pe gânduri. Primul rol în companie a adus-o înapoi acasă, unde a schimbat mai multe funcții, iar de circa 2 ani și jumătate conduce operațiunile locale ale diviziei Nestlé Nespresso. Cum și-a construit filozofia de leadership în toți acești ani? De când am venit, am avut în minte câteva mari obiective pe care le-am urmărit pe tot parcursul mandatului. BRD trebuie să evolueze, să se dezvolte, să se modernizeze. Nu aș putea să menționez fiecare proiect important, însă le-aș putea subsuma pe toate idei de reformă, reorganizare și eficientizare. BRD este astăzi o bancă solidă și modernă, pregătită pentru prezent și viitor, spune șeful băncii, François Bloch, la încheierea mandatului de 7 ani la conducerea BRD. Pasiunea pentru călătorii și pentru o cât mai bună cunoaștere a lumii l-a determinat pe Jorge Araya să aleagă Beate în urmă cu 30 de ani, când și-a început cariera. Această pasiune l-a purtat apoi în tot parcursul său profesional din Chile, țara natală, mai întâi în piețe aproape de originile sale, Mexic și Brazilia, iar mai târziu în Marea Britanie, Canada, Statele Unite. Cea mai recentă oprire, la 13.000 de kilometri departare de casă, destinație echivalentă cu un rol strategic important în cariera sa de până acum. Citiți povestea unui executiv care a ajuns din sudul extrem al lumii în sud-estul Europei în cel mai nou număr al Business Magazine.